It's not just about me, it's about our state, the state that we love. I want to thank the Essex chorus. They did such a great job tonight. First of all, I'd like to thank my family, especially my wife Diana. As well as my mom. Where's my mom? Mom? My daughters Erica and Rachel, and Rachel's husband Joe. And a very special welcome to Joe's parents, John and Angela, who came all the way from New Jersey. Came all the way from New Jersey to be here tonight. They haven't been to Vermont. This is their first trip. And I promise it warms up. Every now and then it warms up here. As well as many, many other family members that I have here tonight. So thank you very much. And my many friends as well, who have stood by me through thick and thin over many, many years. You know who you are. I wouldn't be here today without you. I think you know that, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. You know, the secret to my success is quite simple. Whether it's been in business, or racing, or politics, it's been about surrounding myself with really talented people. So I'd like to thank, first of all, thank my cabinet, my staff, for your loyalty, your work ethic, and your belief in me. I really hit the gold mine putting this incredible team together. We've worked side by side over the last 2 years to make Vermont an even better place to live, work, and play. And how about, again, I know Al mentioned this, but how about the gala committee, headed up by my high school friend, Richard Wabi, my classmate. You know, orchestrating these events isn't easy, especially filling in as a father. That was a new one. But like anything else, it takes a good team. And he put a good one together tonight. So thanks to each one of you that were on the team. And if you have a chance, please take a moment to look at the program and look at those names that are on the committee. They really put a lot of work into this, and I thank you for that. Also, there's a lot of people here, obviously. I want to thank and congratulate the many new elected and re-elected public servants. It's not easy running for office, putting yourself out there day in and day out. And so I thank you for stepping up. Regardless of the outcome, I thank you for doing that. I'd like to acknowledge again and thank Lieutenant Governor David Zuckerman. David, where are you? David, thank you very much for coming. Very much appreciate it. And I believe Treasurer Beth Pierce was coming. I don't know if she's here or not. But let's give her a round of applause. And Congressman Peter Welch. Where is he? Thank you very much for attending and celebrating with us this evening. I appreciate all of you being here tonight. Now, Peter and I, we actually served together in the Senate on the Senate Transportation Committee. Now, this was under the leadership of my good friend Dick Mazza, Senator Mazza. And he likes to take a lot of credit for everything he's done. He also has Governor Shumlin on his committee as well. We served together. So he thinks there's a common denominator, and that's him. I came to the Senate And I really didn't know what I was doing at all. I really wasn't that political. I didn't understand the process. But I got myself elected with the help of a lot of you here tonight who've stuck with me over the last 20 years. One of the first people that I met was Dick Mazza. And he took me under his wing. I think he just felt sorry for me at the time. But we were on one committee in the afternoon together, and we struck up a relationship. And we had breakfast together, lunch together, and we started becoming really good friends. There's usually not a day that goes by that we don't talk somehow. He's taken texting up now, which is something new. I said texting, right? Okay. But he did certainly show me the ropes, and he taught me a lot about politics in general, and that you treat people with respect and civility, and you listen and learn, and then you can lead. And I think that he's never wavered from his support of me. When I decided to run for lieutenant governor, he convinced me to do so, and he said he'd stick by me, and he'd do whatever he could to get me elected. Now keep in mind, I mean, I know you're aware, but I'm a Republican, he's a Democrat. And it was during a primary that we had a very tough primary to get through. And he offered his help at that time, said he'd do anything I needed. Fundraising, going on TV, radio, whatever it took. And I remember somebody calling me from the Republican Party and saying, "That's great, you got Dick Mazza, he's going to support you, that's wonderful. You might want to save that for the general election, though." You know, he's a Democrat. And I thought about that for about 15 or 20 seconds, and I thought, if I have to distance myself from someone who I hold in such high regard, then it was probably not worth it to do. And again, when I ran for governor, he's never once wavered, never once questioned. And so with that, thank you, Senator Mazza, for everything you've done for our state and for me as well. He really doesn't like having his picture taken either, so if you get an opportunity tonight and you want a picture taken, there it is. Like, $0.50 a piece. 2 for 99 cents. And his coffee. You know, now more than ever, in these incredibly divisive times, and I know Peter is going through that some in Washington, I realize, I think you realize as well, that we need to be better role models, because our children are watching. You know, they watch us all the time. They want to be just like us. And we have to keep that in mind. I first learned that at racing at a track at Thunder Road. And it was early in my career, and I just wanted to race. I was just competitive. I just loved the sport. And then I started doing better and started developing a fan base. So I was going up in the stands one day to meet some of the fans, and there was one young man, about 8 years old, that really wanted to meet me. So I spoke with him. And he said, he started describing the week before, and I'd done fairly well. I was in Victory Lane. And he described the race to me, everything that I did, everything that everyone did on the racetrack. And then he told me what I said and went through all that, everything that I said in Victory Lane. And it just hit me at that point that, you know, I have a responsibility here. And then I looked at the back of his head, and he had the number 14, that's my number, shaved into the back of his head. So I thought, you know, he's committed. But he's also watching me, and he wants to be just like me. Now that's a lot of responsibility when you think about that. But there are a lot of kids that are watching. I guarantee there are kids that are watching each and every one of you, and they want to be just like you. So think about that. The next time we're doing something, just think about the way we treat each other and the way we interact with each other, and think about that. So that's why I thought it was important to have the proceeds from this gala to go to Vermont's kids in some capacity. Now I know I don't have to tell any of you how important they are to us and our future, so I appreciate the opportunity to support Vermont's children. And with the funds that we raise tonight, I think we can help out. And as any good race car driver knows, it's important to thank the sponsors of the event. So please know, your generosity will be well spent, and we'll make sure that we do that. You know, there are no higher honors than having your friends, your neighbors, have enough faith and trust in you to represent them and their interests and be the person they're counting on to work on the issues that are most important to them. And there's no greater responsibility than working every day, along with many of you, to keep our people safe and to understand and try to achieve and solve the problems facing our state. And I want you to know that as long as I'm governor, I'm committed to working together, rising above the partisan politics that exists across the country and doing things the Vermont way, with dignity and respect for one another, regardless of political affiliation. I know some of you have heard my State of the State address 2 days ago, but there's a section that I think is really important, and I want you to hear it again. And for those of you hearing it for the first time, I think you'll appreciate it as well. Every day, we see the good in our servicemen and women, and our first responders, our teachers, nurses, and our coaches, scout leaders, mentors, and all those who serve others without expectation of praise and often too little recognition. The good is in this room. It's here because it lives in each and every one of our communities, the places we come from, and the people we go home to. It's in our schools and churches, our businesses and farms, our forest trails and town halls. The good, the courage to show a better path. It's the same courage that allowed those who came before us to persevere through harsh winters, to carve our way of life from granite mountains and rocky hillside pastures. The good is in our hearts. It's in our minds. It's who we've always been. And today, more than ever, it's who America needs to be. And to meet the challenges ahead, to best serve Vermonters, it's who we have to be. So I want to thank you again for being here. I wish you all a very happy, safe, and prosperous new year, and I hope you enjoy the night. Thank you very much for coming.